second question is, if E, F, G and H are respectively the midpoints of the sides of the parallelogram ABCD, show that area of EFGH is half of area of ABCD. So children, the figure is not given to you, so I have drawn it for you. Here you can see ABCD is the parallelogram. ABCD is the parallelogram, and for this parallelogram ABCD, for all the four sides, what we have done is mark the midpoints. E is the midpoint of side AB, F is the midpoint of side BC, and G is the midpoint of side CD, and H is the midpoint of side AD of the parallelogram. So when we join all these midpoints, what we get is one more parallelogram, new parallelogram EFGH. That is the inside what you see this figure, children. That is one more parallelogram which is formed inside by joining the midpoints of all the four sides. They are asking us to prove the area of this new parallelogram EFGH is, the area is half of the outer parallelogram ABCD, and we need to prove. To do so, what we will do is, after joining the midpoints, we shall divide the whole figure into half. How? By joining HF. I am just cutting, imagine I am just cutting this figure into half anta. Why? You will know further. Join HF for our convenience. So whatever we did, we should explain the figure now. So ABCD is a parallelogram. EF, G and H are the midpoints of sides AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Join HF. We know, children, ABCD is a parallelogram means the opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal and parallel. So side AB is equal to side CD, as well as side AB is parallel to side CD, isn't it? Similarly, side AD is parallel to side BC, side AD is equal to side BC. So we shall consider these two sides for our convenience. Side AD is parallel to BC, AD is parallel to BC, as well as AD is equal to BC. Why? Because they are opposite sides of the parallelogram, and I have given the reason in the bracket. You should write it. Now we know that AD is equal to BC. Why? We know. Now children, they are saying that H is the midpoint of AD and F is the midpoint of BC. Iga H midpoint andre, it is dividing this length or side AD into two halves. That is DH plus AD anta divide ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ midpoint. As well as DH, this length DH is equal to AH as well. So for the time being, what I am doing is considering only this part, the lower part of the figure. So I will concentrate or write in terms of AH. So ಈಗ AH plus HD ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಬರೀಬಹುದು, or in terms of AH if I want to write, like we know AD is now AH plus HD. Sorry, AH plus HD ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು, and AH is equal to HD ಅಂದ್ರೆ what I can write AD as AH ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬರಿತೀನಿ. HD also I will replace by AH. Why? Because they are equal. So I will write in place of AD as AH plus AH, which is simply 2 times of AH anta. That is what I have done. So I have written or replaced AD by 2 times of AH. For time being, I am considering the second half of the figure. I already said you. So I am writing it in terms of AH for now. AD in 2 times of AH anta I can write how? Like this. Similarly, for the side BC, F is the midpoint andre, F is BF plus FC. BF is equal to FC andre. In terms of BF, if I write, it will be 2 times of BF. BC is 2 times of BF. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled on both LHS and RHS, and hence we get AH is equal to BF, which is AH. This side, this length AH is equal to BF, as well as they are equal, children, as well as they are equal. So once we prove they are equal and parallel to each other, can we simply say that this second half of the figure, what I said, AHFB is a parallelogram now. How it is a parallelogram? Simply if you prove AH equals FB and parallel, will it become a parallelogram? Yes, of course. Why? Because these two lengths are nothing but part of the whole parallelogram ABCD, isn't it? So we just now proved this is a parallelogram. AHFB is a parallelogram. Whatever we applied for the lower half of the figure, the same thing we will apply once more to the upper part as well. There we will be considering again the same lengths AD and BC, but we will write AD in terms of DH and FC now. Previously we wrote in terms of AH and BF. Now we are writing it in terms of DH and CF. So we can now, so I wrote similarly 2DH is equal to 2 times of SC. Again 2 and 2 will get cancelled andre. We've got DH is equal to FC as well as they are parallel to each other. Once we prove so, the whole same like as we proved previously children, DHFC is also now a parallelogram. So we proved this part and this part are parallelograms. Is that sufficient to answer the given proof? No, it is not. So children, now let us consider these parallelograms one by one. First I will consider parallelogram AHFB. That is the first parallelogram. In first parallelogram AHFB nalli, we have parallelogram AHFB plus one triangle inside, isn't it? We have done triangle 1 and 2. Two triangles are there. For now I am considering ABFH is the parallelogram and inside we have HFE or EFH is the triangle. Now this triangle EFH as well as parallelogram ABFH are standing on the same base HF. Look, are standing on same base HF and they lie between the same parallel HF and AB, isn't it? Recall the previous exercise and what we solved. How to identify the figures which are standing on same base and between the same parallels. So whenever children you have one triangle and a parallelogram, please listen carefully. This is very important point I am telling to you. Whenever you have a triangle and a parallelogram which are standing on the same base and between the same parallels, then the area of the triangle is always half of the area of the parallelogram. So according to that, here this triangle as well as this parallelogram are standing on the same base and between the same parallels. Andre, the area of this triangle EFH is half of area of ABFH. So very simple. That is our one point, and we will apply the same thing to the upper part of the figure as well. That is, if we consider the parallelogram FHDC and one more triangle GHF, this triangle as well as this parallelogram are standing on the same base HF and between the same parallel CD and FH. Therefore, area of this second triangle FGH is half of area of HDCF. HDFC ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. So children, you know no adjacent sides only or vertices only you should take while labeling. Okay na? That is what the whole story I have written here. Look now. ಇದಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. Now triangle EHF. What is triangle EHF? 1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ. That triangle and parallelogram AHFB ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ are standing on the same base HF and between the same parallel AB and HF, isn't it? So therefore area of triangle EHF is half of area of parallelogram AHFB and I am calling it as equation 1. Similarly, the area of second triangle triangle FGH and parallelogram FCDH stand on the same base HF and between the same parallels DC and HF. Andre, area of triangle FGH is again half of area of FCDH. Call it as equation 2. This is not the required proof. So what we should do is add those equations 1 and 2. When you add these equations 1 and 2, children, LHS has to be added separately, RHS has to be added separately. So what do we have on LHS of equation 1? We have area of triangle EHF. So area of triangle EHF plus area of, which is the LHS of second equation, FGH is equal to RHS of equation 1. We have half of area of parallelogram AHFB, correct? AHFB and plus half of area of parallelogram equation to RHS. What do we have? FCPH. Now on the LHS of this equation, we have area of triangle EHF plus area of triangle FGH. If you add those areas and compare with the figure here, children, so area of EHF andre first triangle, idu. Area of FGH andre second triangle. When you add, what you get is this new area. It is nothing but area of the second parallelogram which was formed by joining the midpoints EFGH, isn't it? When you add these two triangle areas, you get nothing but area of the inside parallelogram, that is area of parallelogram EFGH. We will get EFGH we got. On the RHS, I will take out half as common factor into area of parallelogram. What I should write? Similarly, here also area of parallelogram AHFB andre yavadu children? E parallelogram plus area of HFCD andre these two areas if you add, that gives nothing but area of whole outer parallelogram ABCD on adding these two terms of the RHS. So, we proved area of parallelogram EFGH, that is the inside parallelogram, is half of area of the outer parallelogram ABCD, and hence the proof. That's all. So, like this you should try to analyze the problems, and by using the given hints you should arrive at the required proof. That is about the second question. Third question, P and Q are the 2 points lying on the side CD and AB respectively of a parallelogram ABCD. Show that area of triangle APB is equal to area of triangle BCQ. Figure is not given, children. We should do it on our own. Let me clean the board and do it for you.